Hello everyone, welcome back, and today we'll be talking about the Jade Winglet again. This time part 2. Specifically, Carnelian, Peril, and Turtle. Carnelian was very loyal to her tribe, but judged other dragons based on what tribe they were from. Very good flaw to overcome, but she didn't get the chance like Winter did. I feel like part of the reason Carnelian died was because Tui wanted to give the spotlight to Peril. Don't get me wrong, I loved Peril's book, and I'm glad she finally found a friend other than Clay. But I'd have liked to see this through the eyes of a Skywing that's normal. Like, we know practically nothing about their tribe and how they behave because mostly the only Skywing we've seen through the eyes of was an outcast and only spent her time with Queen Scarlet. I loved Carnelian's loyal to Ruby, but she soon died because she didn't trust Moon. That was a harsh way to tell your readers to trust people, don't you think, Stewie? After that, we have Peril. Peril doesn't have many social skills, and I think that contributes to her popularity. A social outcast, learning to make friends. I'm glad Tui decided to keep her alive. Peril learns to think independently in her book, and it was good to see. Every time she was like, would Clay want this with it? I was like, Peril, please. But it's understandable, which is why I was so glad when she finally learned that she had a free will and could make her own decisions. Her parents really weren't that great, but Peril is turning things around. I really want to see Peril and Sky meeting for the first time, though. I'm sure Peril feels at least a little bit guilty about killing her twin before he got a chance to live, so I want her to feel some joy. Drawing Peril was so fun. I made sure to put her on the edge of all the dragons, because I doubt she would be in between two dragons given that she has fire scales. But I love the idea that all of these dragons hang out once in a while. I put red and orange and yellow lines underneath the lines of her scales to try to make it look like she was like sort of glowing with fire. And I think it turned out really well. I think this is my favorite piece of Peril I've done yet. Moving on to the next dragon, Turtle was interesting. Turtle doesn't like being the center of attention, and I can relate to that. I know it might be a little hard to believe since I'm a YouTuber, but it's the truth. I certainly don't take it as far as he does, but that's what makes Turtle, well, Turtle. I do think his decision to make an enemy in Animus was a bad decision, though. It put her through a lot of pain, and just so he wouldn't be the center of attention. I'm glad he got his character arc, because he was a lot better after that. He's still shy, but in a good way this time. I also love how respectful of Kinkachu he is. I hope those two figure stuff out. I hope Kinkachu is able to sort through the thoughts that Animus Magic gave her and her actual thoughts, and I hope that it works out in a way that both Turtle and Kinkachu are happy. Talking about the art, I drew Turtle in a more slouching position because I imagine he would try to make himself look smaller compared to the other dragons to make sure he doesn't attract as much attention to himself. But he is smiling because he still enjoys hanging out with his friends. And he's also next to Kinkachu. That definitely wasn't on purpose. I didn't light up his scales like I usually do with Seemings because that would also attract more attention to him. I do like the look of Sea Wings lighting up their scales on my drawings, but it just doesn't fit in this situation. For Kinkachu, I decided to make her scales different fun shapes because I just thought that would fit her personality. But that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next week.